Hello, my name is Kahindi James. I'm a film producer, scriptwriter, CEO, and marketing executive at Chirel Productions. And today, we're going to talk about making films. As we had discussed in our earlier episode, catch it on YouTube if you missed it, we had talked about the parts of making a film. And we talked about three major parts: the pre-production, production, and post-production phase. And we handled extensively the pre-production phase. In today's episode, we are going to talk about camera and types of shots to use in a film. Now, there are many types of cameras in the market. Since the evolution of cameras that started from the pinhole camera all the way to modern day DSLR cameras, the camera has gone through fundamental changes. But there are very few considerations that you might want to take in place when you're picking the type of camera that you want. 1. Ask yourself the type of video that you want to make. Do you want to shoot full HD videos? Do you want to shoot 4K videos? Because many cameras that are coming nowadays have this kind of range that you're going through, and you can pick one that suits your budget without necessarily having to go for the higher spec cameras that might cost a lot, but in the end might not be as useful as you might want it to be as an independent filmmaker. The other consideration to make is the type of lenses that you might need to use with your camera. Well, there are many different types of cameras. Some are cheap, some are expensive, but you need to ask yourself, which one of these cameras has the cheapest lenses that you can use for your production? Because as you know, it is the lenses that determine the quality of picture and the quality of depth that you're going to achieve with your camera. It's not just having a good camera body, it's about having a good lens also. So, in this case, in my own personal opinion, I would advise you to get a Canon, because as we say around here, a Canon is the Toyota of cameras. It's easy to repair. The lenses are a bit more affordable than would you consider in these other models. So, once you have your camera decided upon, choose the type of lenses that you want, and also know that your camera is compatible with the lenses that you choose to work with. Now that you have gone through the types of cameras and what to look for with your lenses, let's go into another most important part of camera operations, which is the type of shots. Well, the type of shots have really not changed over the decades, despite the fact that cameras themselves have been changing over a period of time. The most important shots that filmmaker would want to employ in their film starts like this. We have an extreme long shot. An extreme long shot, as the name suggests, is a shot that captures everything and is mostly used to establish places. Because in such a shot, in an extreme long shot, it is very hard to get details or to even see the subject that you're shooting. But what an extreme long shot does, it establishes the place or the environment that your character is in. Once your extreme long shot has established the environment that your subject is in, then we move in a bit closer to what we call a long shot. Now, as the name suggests again, it is still a shot that establishes where your character is. And it does not give much detail of the subject. So the long shot again, as the extreme shot, is simply what we call an establishment shot to show us where your subject or where your character is at the time that you're shooting. After you have established the environment of your character using your extreme long shot and your long shot, and they do not have to follow each other that way, you might choose just to establish your character and the environment in a long shot. We go into next what we call a medium long shot. And a medium long shot is simply a shot defined by saying that it is below the waist but above the knees. And a medium long shot simply now gives us more detail into your character. In a medium long shot, we can tell that your character is wearing a tie, the type of shirt, the type of coat that he's wearing, if he has a watch, if he has a ring on him. The medium long shot might necessarily give us those kind of details in a shot. Once the medium shot has been established, we go into what we call a medium shot. And a medium shot is a shot that is above the navel but below the chest, such that it should not be too tight inside, because that's now you will make it a different kind of shot. So as the name suggests, a medium shot cuts just above the waist, just above the midpoint of the human being, which will be around the navel or slightly above the navel to give you what we call a medium shot. And as you know, the closer we are getting into the character with these shots, the more visible the details are becoming. So a medium shot can be able to tell us more of a character, more of a subject than what a medium long shot will do or a long shot will achieve. After the medium shot, we have a shot that we call the medium close-up. The medium close-up is a shot that is above the chest but below the chin. This shot gives us more detail of the character, especially on the face. So it is a shot you'll want to use if you're shooting an emotional scene, or if you want us to see emotional details on the face of your character that we will have missed probably in a medium shot or a medium long shot. So the medium close-up is simply a shot that gives us details of the character and emotional space. The shot that follows next after the medium close-up shot is what we call a close-up shot. And as the name suggests, this is a shot that is very close to the subject, and it is mainly below the chin but at the neck, such that this shot mainly gives us the face of the subject. Again, a close-up shot is used to bring us into the emotional space of the subject or the character that you're shooting. A close-up shot is mainly used to capture those minute details of emotion that you might want your character to exhibit. For instance, you might not see a tear if you're shooting from a medium long shot, but when you're at a close-up and your character is sobbing, then that tear can give you that extra oomph of emotion that you might need to make your story relevant. If we had an extreme long shot, then it goes without saying that we will have an extreme close-up shot. And an extreme close-up shot simply shows us some of the minute details that you might get to miss. For example, a hidden tattoo in your character that you do not want any other person to see rather than the audience, or a detail that the character or the subject is trying to keep away from the other interaction characters within your story, but you want your audience to see. An extreme close-up will be a good shot to achieve that. So to recap today's session, cameras come a dime a dozen. You have a lot of variety to choose, and mostly it will come down to the budget that you have to buy your camera and the specs that you're looking for as you're looking for your camera, and considerations like lenses. I know many of you might not agree with me with my decision to use a Canon, so you can comment on your best camera down here on the comments. As we are winding up, let's go back to look at the shots. We have the extreme long shot, the long shot, the medium long shot, the medium shot, the medium close-up, the close-up, and the extreme close-up. Now, by any means, it does not mean that as you're shooting your movie, you need to use these shots in that chronology that I have listed out. However, knowing that these shots are there and the purpose to use for each shot will give your movie meaningful shooting as you're preparing to make your movie. Thank you for spending your time with me. This has been Film Talk Kenya. Until next time, enjoy making movies.